Thank you for your smile.
多謝你嘅微笑。
Thank you for your smile.
Merci pour sourire.
Gracias por tu sonrisa.
Kavod v'lu k'kovat.
Hello, and welcome to Union College's 2021 Founders Day celebration. I'm Kathleen LaJudas, professor and chair of biological sciences and the College Marshal. Usually on Founders Day, I'd be marching into Memorial Chapel with President Harris, the trustees, and the rest of the faculty. But like all recent events, this year's Founders Day looks a bit different. Instead of wearing my colorful regalia and tam, I get to stand in the cold outside Memorial Chapel, taking off my mask and helping to share with you our pride in the Union community and celebrate the college's founding. In the next 20 minutes or so, you'll hear from trustees, students past and present, and from our very special alumna who has done some exceptional things with her Union education. Let me begin by welcoming Robert Bertagna, class of 1985 and chairman of the Board of Trustees.
Hello, I am Bob Bertagna, chairman of the Board of Trustees of Union College. On behalf of my fellow trustees, I would like to thank you for participating in this year's virtual Founders Day celebration. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our entire community for working so tirelessly and creatively in the face of a global pandemic to continue to make Union College a vibrant learning environment. Specifically, I would like to personally thank President Harris for his exceptional leadership in this time of crisis. Likewise, to our faculty and staff, both on and off campus, thank you for pivoting so quickly to the new normal. I am eternally grateful for your devotion to Union College. To our students, both those that are engaged virtually and those that are engaged in person, I continue to be impressed with the innovative ways you have turned the challenges presented by the pandemic into opportunities. In fact, quite ironically, I am confident that precisely because you have overcome so many unique challenges, the memories of this distinct year and the bonds of friendship that you have established will be that much more meaningful in the years to come. Today, on this day of reflection, I think back to my own Union College experience. Like the vast majority of our alumni, my experience at Union College had a profound impact on my life. Like you, unique challenges that turned into opportunities set me on a new trajectory intellectually, allowed me to develop lifelong friendships, and better helped me to appreciate the key attributes of leadership. To share more on their own unique Union College experiences, you will now hear from fellow alumni about what makes Union so special and the ways this community has impacted their lives. Thank you.
My Union moment was the second time I visited campus for a weekend visit. We went to a men's soccer game, a women's hockey game, all in the same night, and it was Halloween weekend, so I got to see Union in all of its glory, and it solidified my decision to apply early, which I did, and a few months later I was accepted early decision into the class of 2013. It was the best decision I ever made.
My senior year when I was in high school, I was a football recruit at the time, and I decided that I was gonna drive down to campus because I lived locally for the Union and RPI game. The crowd was huge. Everybody was really into the game. It was a back and forth game that the Union ended up winning. Knowing that I could be with this group of guys to play football in an environment like this really helped to sell me on the school as the place that I could call home for the next 4 years.
Both my older sister, Kelly Larkin, and my brother, Tom, went to Union, so we were kind of a Union family. And me personally, I wanted to get an engineering degree, and I was being recruited to play Division III football. Union was a pretty easy choice for me, so.
One really special moment that sticks with me is my senior year. I got to perform a duet for the opening of the new dance center. It was the first time that we had a performance in this new space, so that was really cool.
When I got to Union, I'd never even seen a lacrosse team. My senior year, we played the University of Virginia, and I got 2 goals. So that was my 15 minutes of athletic fame. I don't think there were any 15 minutes of academic fame.
I could not have asked for a better school than Union College for the support I needed as I was going towards winning my Olympic gold medal.
There's a strong sense of community at Union College. As a new student, you immediately feel part of it.
Being a part of the Union community to us means staying connected.
Last fall, Rachel and I participated in Professor Oxley and Professor Brown's presidential election lecture series. Not only were the lectures incredibly interesting and insightful, but they were of particular interest to Rachel and me because Professor Oxley was one of Rachel's professors and Professor Brown was one of my professors.
College is more than just getting all A's. There's an academic life, an athletic life, and a social life, and I participated in all of them and learned a lot from it.
When I applied to business school 4 years after I graduated from college, I just picked up the phone and called one of my professors for a recommendation, and he knew exactly who it was. And that is a result of the community that is fostered at Union.
If I see someone with a Union hat, I will stop them and talk to them, ask them what year they graduated, and that's what I love most about the Union community. Is we might be a small community, but we are mighty.
It's amazing to run into another student from Union, and we know that we have this bond, and there's always the support that everyone gives each other. I'm proud to be able to carry this forward, and I know that everyone there at Union is as well.
When you come to a place like Union, you're signing up for a lifetime commitment because this place is so special.
It's incredibly inspiring to see all the ways that Union has helped us to stay connected and hopeful.
Our son is a freshman engineer and Asian studies student at Union. And in a year of COVID, all he wanted to do was to go to school in person and have his professors talk to him in person. And Union did that.
How an institution responds to crises says a lot about its values. Union took all of its resources from engineering, sociology, and testing and applied that to helping them stay open.
The one thing I want people to know about the Union College community is it provides an opportunity to forge enduring relationships with faculty, staff, classmates, and alumni. The benefits that accrue from these relationships and the Union College family are perpetual.
Everyone knows it, that I am a Union alum and a Union grad, and I could not be more proud of this community.
Thanks, Union.
Missing Union, and I hope everyone is well.
I am proud and honored to be part of the Union College family.
The Gideon Hawley Teacher Recognition Award recognizes and honors secondary school teachers who have had a significant and continuing influence on the academic life of Union students. The winner is chosen each year from nominations from students in their first or second year at Union. The award commemorates Gideon Hawley, an 1809 graduate of Union College who is distinguished historically for his leadership in education and concern for teacher development in New York State during the 19th century. As the first superintendent of public instruction, Hawley laid the foundations for the public elementary schools of the state. The Board of Regents appointed him secretary in 1814, an office he held for 27 years. As both superintendent and secretary, Hawley became a dominant figure in New York State education. He was largely responsible for the establishment of the first normal school in New York, which is now the State University of New York at Albany. I'm delighted to announce this year's winner of the Gideon Hawley Award, Union College alumna Rachel Lali Deochan, class of 2011 and a Latin teacher at the Bronx School of Law and Finance in New York. She was nominated by Juan Valdez, an economics major from the class of 2024. Ms. Deochan prefers not to make remarks herself, but I would like to take this opportunity to describe the kind of impact she has had on Juan and undoubtedly on many other students as well. In his nominating essay, Juan notes that Ms. Deochan's class was the very first one he entered in the United States after arriving from the Dominican Republic at age 15. From that first moment, her care in supporting her students' success in and out of the classroom hit home for Juan. She helped him not simply adjust to learning in and adapting to a new system in a new country, but also to thrive. She set high expectations for him and helped him develop the tools to reach them, providing him with resources and support to prepare him for college, for Union, and beyond. When Juan described the kind of college he was looking for, a college with a small campus, close-knit community, not too far from home, and with a great academic reputation, Ms. Deochan, as a Union graduate, knew just the place to recommend. Perhaps most fundamentally, Juan credits Ms. Deochan for seeing the best in her students and therefore helping them to believe in themselves, a lesson Juan has brought with him to Union. Ms. Deochan and Juan have stayed in touch since he left high school, and he notes that she went from being my teacher to my mentor, helping him adjust to college life. On behalf of Union's faculty, I would like to thank Ms. Deochan for the excellent work she has done to prepare Juan and other students for their college years and beyond. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to extend greetings on behalf of the faculty to the entire community, those here on campus in Schenectady and those participating from other locations near and far, as we celebrate the 226th anniversary of the founding of Union College. Every year, Founders Day presents us with an opportunity to reflect on the past, recognize accomplished educators, enjoy student performances, and look toward the challenges of the future. Over the past year, in addition to navigating logistical issues associated with teaching and learning during a global pandemic, the Union community has been engaging in important conversations on race, power, and privilege, on how to design Union's curriculum for the future, and on how to leverage a truly transformative gift, announced last year at this time, to position Union as the national leader in liberal arts education that includes engineering and computer science. At today's event, which differs considerably in format from the usual academic convocation, it seems particularly appropriate that the keynote address will be from an alumna and award-winning journalist who reports on technology and its roles in society. Again, welcome to the Founders Day celebration.
Good afternoon, and happy Founders Day. Here at Union, Founders Day gives us an opportunity to revisit our storied past and look to our bright future. Today, as students, we recognize the incredible alumni who have made Union what it is now, a world-class institution that is thriving during a global pandemic. To me, being a part of the Union community means holding the doors at Reamer or the library, talking to Joyce from dining at the market, and seeing Cheryl, the athletic trainer, at my weekly COVID test. In a year which has unquestionably challenged us in ways large and small, it is a privilege to be part of a community that continues to persevere through adversity and keep its members safe. Any Union alum, from the fraternity founders of the 1800s to the graduates of 2020, would be proud of who we are today. I encourage you to think about what you can do right here that will make Union a better place for the countless tomorrows that our institution will undoubtedly encounter. Happy Founders Day. Thank you.
Hello, I'm David Harris, 19th President of Union College. It is my pleasure to be with you today for this 226th Founders Day. As we gather virtually, I can't help but think about last year's Founders Day. This building, Memorial Chapel, was full, as we heard from our community in words and song. The next day, we gathered in Memorial Fieldhouse for the launch of our capital campaign. It was just 20 days later that COVID-19 arrived on our campus. Our community has gathered many times since last February, but not once in person. Although I miss seeing all of you, I have to say that, in a good way, I feel that we've been together nearly every day of the past year. I enjoy saying that for Union to thrive, it must be a 226-year-old startup. Over the past year, we've lived up to this aspiration in ways that I could not have imagined. By Zoom, by email, by phone, in small groups, and in spirit. All of us, faculty, staff, students, parents, and alumni, joined together to ensure that we would continue to achieve our core mission despite all of the impediments COVID-19 placed in our way. I have never been prouder to be president of Union College. Thank you. This past year has also been one in which we have launched a frank and full assessment of Union's past and its symbols. I look forward to learning from the work of this committee of faculty, staff, students, and alumni, and to the community conversations and actions that will ensue. As I think about the technology that has been such a critical part of this past year, and about how our college's history is remembered and constructed, I think about today's speaker. I'm delighted to introduce our Founders Day speaker, Joanna Stern, class of '06, an alumna who, through her work, is helping us connect with our past while looking to our future. As technology reporter for the Wall Street Journal, Joanna reports on the gadgets and apps that are designed to make our lives less stressful, more efficient, and more fun. Her stories, columns, and videos often take an unorthodox approach to making personal tech informative and useful. Joanna's recent in-depth video report really captivated me. Titled E-Ternal, A Tech Quest to Live Forever, it explores technologies that are preserving the memories of loved ones for future generations. It asks provocative questions about what it means to be alive, as well as if and how technology can keep those who've passed away as active parts of our daily lives. The inquiry felt very Union, as it raised questions from computer science, psychology, art, philosophy, mechanical engineering, and many other disciplines. Joanna is a CNBC contributor who often appears on national television and radio. Before joining the Journal in 2013, she was the technology editor at ABC News, and before that, a reviewer and editor at The Verge. Among her many honors, over nearly 2 decades in journalism, Joanna received the 2016 Loeb Award in video for her out-of-the-box but always informative short films. So how did Joanna Stern prepare to both live and report on multiple tomorrows? As she will share, critical to her story is her time at Union. As a political science major, as editor-in-chief of the Concordiensis, and through experiential learning at the Albany Times-Union. Please join me in welcoming Joanna Stern.
Thank you so much, President Harris. It's such an honor to be a Founders Day speaker here from my basement. I'm very sad not to be standing in Memorial Chapel, although my guess is that even though I haven't been to campus in many years, it would still feel like home. So at least it feels sort of the same. I want to flash back to February 2002, a whole 19 years ago. Some of you who are freshmen may not have even been born yet, but I sat at my desk on the 3rd floor of West typing on a Dell laptop. It weighed 8.5 pounds, had to constantly be plugged into a brick the size of Alaska, and needed a special card inserted into the left side to get a new technology called Wi-Fi. This was my phone, and this is how we took selfies. I feel old. Today, I'm sitting in front of a brand new MacBook Air that weighs 2.8 pounds and is actually thousands of times faster than that old Dell in performance, internet speeds, and really everything. Heck, my iPhone has a tiny chip more powerful than that laptop and a camera, or cameras, way better than that giant thing I had at Union. Time, right? It changes things. It certainly changes our technology and how we communicate and remember and live. I spent my 4 years at Union living by the unofficial Union motto, which I assume is pretty much the same today. Work hard, play hard. The play hard part may have landed me in the dean's office one time. We won't talk about that today. The work hard part encompassed classes, but more importantly for my career, working on the Concordiensis. Back in that West dorm room nearly 2 decades ago, I decided to write an article about returning to campus after winter break. I filed it to the editor, it was published, and well, I got pretty hooked on seeing my name in print. Given Union's lack of a journalism major, I had to get creative. I decided to major in political science with a focus on media. I convinced a professor at the time to let me do an independent study, and I spent a trimester working on Concordia and revamping it, and I spent another interning at the Times-Union, writing as many articles as I could for them. Along with my good friend Rebecca Ween, now Blum, we became the editors-in-chief of the paper. We even figured out how to launch the Concordia's first real website. And I wrote my thesis on technology at the time called a blog. For those of you who don't know what that was, it was like Twitter, but longer. The thesis, which I still have nightmares about not finishing, was about the impact of blogs on journalism and politics. Technology alone is not enough. It's technology married with liberal arts and married with the humanities that yields us the result that makes our hearts sing. Steve Jobs famously said this in 2011 when introducing the iPad. That intersection has always been here at Union. You can go from taking Intro to Art History to exploring engineering in one morning. And it was here that I discovered that intersection for me. It was the intersection of technology and journalism that set me on a path to, well, technology journalism, and eventually to the Wall Street Journal, where today I review the latest personal technologies and help people make sense of it all. I also help lead special projects in our video department. A lot of my videos and projects are fun, and I try to use humor and different visuals to explain and review new tech.
This is real life me, and that's avatar virtual reality me. But actually, I'm getting a little tired from working from home in the same space, so I'm gonna go back in here.
But one of my latest projects took a different tone. A documentary I worked on for a year called Eternal explored the idea of how technology can help our stories live on forever, after we die. My mission has always been to help people make sense of new technologies. So I set out on a journey to discover how to preserve our digital legacies, helping one woman who's had to think about this topic earlier than most. In the Wall Street Journal video, I set out to help 28-year-old Lucy Watts, who suffers from a neuromuscular disease, and help her find the right tools to help her story and her memory carry on to future generations. I looked at different apps, a creepy robot, a voice bot that works with Amazon's Alexa. It got a little weird.
Is immortality possible?
Well, I certainly fear death. I hate the idea of someone erasing my hard drives and just wiping me off the planet, just like that.
When I began reporting that piece, I had this question written on the whiteboard in my office. How do we make sure our stories are carried on to future generations so they don't die with us? Basically, how do you use tech to be a bridge between the past and the future? In my life, as I'm sure for many of you, it's important for me to know the stories of my parents, grandparents, and my great-grandparents, so I know more about where I came from and the legacy I carry. I recently converted VHS tapes and DVDs of interviews of my grandfather and grandmother telling their stories of what it was like to be in the Holocaust. I converted those to digital files. It means my son, who's now 3, will one day be able to watch that and understand more about his great-grandparents, the challenges they faced, and learn more about their values. The history of our institutions, like the history of our families, help us define our values too. Here at Union, the bridge between the college's birth on this very day in 1795 and the future has always been very rich. The words Seward and Knott have come out of the mouths of students for hundreds of years, even if for many the name Knott is smack between the words naked and run. As I was researching for this talk, I got my hands on a copy of a letter sent on February 13th, 1849. The letter was sent from Union College President Eliphalet Knott to Union alumnus William Seward. In that letter, Knott congratulates Seward on his election to the U.S. Senate and urges him to continue his advocacy of liberal principle without distinction of caste or color. I couldn't quite trace the technological trail of the 172-year-old document, but here's what I know. A letter once written by the hand of Knott made its way into the hands of Seward. It was presumably photographed along the way and one day converted into microfilm. Then a copy of that was printed out for research here at Union College. In 2021, that very Concordia editor who edited my first article in 2002, Union alum Jeremy Dibble, snapped a photo of it with his iPhone, and he emailed it to me. Now a copy of that sits on this thin laptop in front of me, and right here on my phone. Time. It changes most things, especially our technology. But that very technology also allows the people and the stories that mattered most to be timeless. Thank you so very much for having me.
Thank you, Joanna. It's wonderful to see where hard work, an entrepreneurial spirit, and a union education can take you. And thanks to those of you watching and helping to celebrate the resilience of the Union family and the founding of Union College. We'll see you next year in Memorial Chapel.
As I was born,